I would just drive away right now.
You'd be like, you know what? This isn't really what I planned.
I don't think this is what I wanted to do.
I don't want this anymore.
No. Definitely not.
Welcome back to Super Beamer Brothers. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a long-awaited episode, honestly, because a lot of you guys have been asking, what happened with the Dash? Did you guys finish it? Was it successful? And I gotta tell you that it definitely was. Please stay tuned and don't miss a single thing because this thing turned out awesome.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, I figured it.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's exactly what we did here with this Dash. Actually, I always shove the Wii into your guys' faces, but this time my brother did all the work.
Well, it's actually we. We're both working, simultaneously on different projects, so it's definitely a we.
We're working for one common goal, right? But my brother really took this all on his own. This is the third version. This is probably the best yet. And
there's probably going to be an edit where you're like, okay, what's going on? Someone skips over something, and you've probably seen a picture of something with a different Dash. Ultimately, we went to upholstery school.
School of Hard Knocks.
That's pretty much what it was. And so, I took it upon myself to rewrap this Dash for the second time?
This is the third one.
This is the third one. I'm proud to say that this is definitely not the most perfect, but it is by far the best one that we've done. So, version 1, do not trust the fabric. Fabric looks like it's friendly, it stretches, but what you'll find out is that it actually works against you if you don't adhere correctly to the surface. This fabric has a grain. Now, for you guys that do upholstery professionally, you'll be like, oh, duh. But hey, we took it upon ourselves and do it in-house. You'll see that this particular grain has a grain. It stretches this way, okay? So we didn't account for that on the first one. And so what ended up happening is we built a trampoline between the actual cluster and the flat surface, right above the HVAC unit here. And so that was the bigger problem. And number 2, on that same version 1, this concave area, was just such a pain in the butt, and it was because of these forms. And still, as it is, it's still, a pain. Fitting the vinyl in there is just so tough. But ultimately, I think by the 4th or the 5th version, once we approach a higher status of understanding, that's gonna look way better. So here's the deal with version 2. This particular area, that's where I learned that this area, the grain needs to be laid horizontally like this, so it stretches forward. And so that's how we managed to actually fold it in. We took the first steps in using stitching, but there's like a few failures here. We explored different types of stitching after that, but notice how nicely and flat it lays on this convex. However, version 2, we didn't know what we were doing here, and so this is what happened. And although it looks plush, this is not very attractive. Probably satisfactorily, but not attractive. And also learned that stitching was the way. This was actually hand stitched by Carla. We said, okay, maybe we can do this, with the sewing machine. So we went out there and we got a sewing machine. And
do you know which one you got?
Yeah, it's a Singer. I forget the model. We'll insert it right here.
Yeah, and we'll add a link at the bottom or put it up top.
And we'll tell
wherever.
you exactly which needles to use as well, and the type of thread, because you can't just use any thread. Overall, understand the fabric, okay? Understand the adhesive. This is a good adhesive for it, but
best so far, right?
Best so far, but for touch-ups and for quick grab, positions or areas where it's kind of iffy, this stuff is really good. Quick grip.
And we'll link all this stuff below, like that you're saying. We're not just gonna link the machine, we'll link the supplies. This fabric we actually source locally here. If you're local to Vista Oceanside area, you can get this at UFO.
UFO, yeah.
Yeah, UFO Upholstery Fabrics, I guess you can Google.
CP or CGPC.
Yeah, and they call it the Hampton style, I guess, and this
Right.
is UV resistant.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be like marine quality. So I guess people install this on their boat. As you guys know, marine quality should withstand excessive or excess sunlight, and just it takes on a beating. So since this being a dashboard, it's always exposed to the sun. I've learned also how to weld. There's vinyl welding involved, and when you type vinyl welding in YouTube or Google, you'll come up with all sorts of different results, especially with linoleum vinyl. You can join two pieces of vinyl, and I'm not very successful yet. There's areas, so this is actually a pretty good area where I've welded, and it involves the use of adhesive, a hot knife to bring down the texture of the two joined areas. So this is probably one of the better results on that. Usually these sides I get a pretty good hold of, but see, this is welded right here. One of the things about joining these two pieces is actually the cutting technique. But you have to overlay the vinyl like this.
Well, why don't you just demonstrate it real quick on some scrap?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's two pieces that you want to join, and let's pretend that they have to go in this direction. And so what you do is you apply glue to both of them. This will adhere to this surface. You apply glue on this, and then it'll adhere to this surface. And then you hold them down as you make your cut. Make sure that you apply proper pressure so that your blade goes through both pieces of vinyl. If it does, you'll have a nice straight cut. You get rid of this. You'll see you get rid of this down here, and then you have a nice seam like that. Does that make sense? Alright, this is the area where you'll actually weld after you apply your adhesive. We'll probably make a do-it-yourself video that describes the process in detail once we master it.
And if you want that, comment down below, because we won't make it if one person wants it. Yeah, if nobody wants it, we won't make it. But if you guys are out there,
this is something that you can do at home. If you put the time into it. I've spent, I want to say, in excess of 100 hours just figuring it out, researching, and I feel comfortable enough that to say that if I can do it, you can do it. And if you can't do it, maybe in the near future, you can send us in, or we can pick up your core and we can do it for you. The strong points, once again, on this last dash, is of course the use of stitching. The stitching will join two separate pieces of vinyl that either go in different grains, or if you wanted to be economical and save as much vinyl as you can. A yard of vinyl is pretty expensive. It can be up to like $30 if I'm not mistaken. And I guess the third point on this, going for a really nice aesthetic look. Sure, you can cover this, or you can paint it, or you can plasti dip it, but this by far is probably the classiest product that we've made for our dashes.
I think we covered more than enough information for this, for you guys to kind of follow along at home. It's really self-explanatory to an extent, because really you just have to go out and do it, because that's how we learned, honestly. Yeah. We can't tell you that we went to this website and learned how to cut all the the patterns. It's just go and do it and make your own method.
Truly, once again, I think I'm really excited. I want to do a do-it-yourself video and outlining the materials. If I can do it, you can do it. If you want to keep your ride top shape, overall, not even just that, but be proud of the car that you drive. You should do it yourself.
Yeah, that you made.
Yeah,
and that's the greatest feeling. I was happy with version 1. I was happy. Well, I mean, I was happy with driving it around until it started peeling, of course, but I was proud. But anyway, if you're into that side of DIY, definitely recommend. Let's install it. So we'll show you what it looks like in the car. All right, guys, it's in, and we are so happy with the result. Let's check it out. It really ties together the interior. We are super tired at this point because we've spent the whole time here at the shop trying to get this together and in as quick as possible.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and say hi to your dog.
And say hi to Schwartz in the comments below.
Schwartz is actually expecting some comments.
Yeah, he's been kind of lonely.
Yeah.
But anyway, see you guys in the next one. Like my brother said, like, share, and subscribe. Take care.